We're back answering your love questions with sex educator Shan Boodram. Let's get to one more question. This one comes from Nelly as well, who joins us via Skype. Nelly, what's going on and what's your question for Shan?
Hey, Shan, I'm such a big fan of yours.
Hello.
My question to you is this. My boyfriend and I, we've been together for about a year and a half. He's older, he has children, I don't. And lately we've been bumping heads a lot because of our differences. We come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and he has the idea that a woman must do certain things for him, and I'm very independent. How can I remain with my independence when my boyfriend's trying to mold me to be a mom and a wife? And how can I get him to listen to me?
Well, let me ask you a question. Does he affirm both sides? Does he want you to be an independent person who also learns some new things, maybe about cooking, etc., or he's asking you to be less of the independent to pick up the slack in the home?
No, he wants me to be independent and be able to remain domesticated.
I think that relationships are a great place to challenge yourself and to encourage yourself to pick up new things. But what you have to really assess is what's important to you. What is the quality of life that you're looking for? What's the kind of lessons that you're trying to learn out of a love connection? And if ultimately in 5 years you can't see yourself looking back and saying, I'm so glad I learned to bake that pie, or whatever it is that he's asking to do, then this might just be a mismatch in terms of what you're looking for out of a long-term relationship.
Well, Shannon, I think you'll probably agree that in any relationship, there's always going to be a compromise, but that compromise can't be that you're losing what's important to you, your identity, who you are. If that's part of what he is insisting on, then it's probably not the right relationship for you.
Well, gender role expectations, just like other things, like whether or not you want to have children, how you want to manage your money, whether or not you want to be religious or have a spiritual leaning, they're important values to discuss. And so, Nelly, I think that this is kind of on par with all of those things. And sometimes when you're not aligned in those values, that does break up a couple. And I don't want you to feel like you have to give up, but you have to be honest with yourself about whether or not this person even wants to mold their gender role expectations even a little bit, because I know a lot of people who say, yes, I'm independent and also I subscribe to traditional gender roles, and that works for them. But if that doesn't work for you, or if the expectations are too high, like he's really expecting for you to somehow be 100% domesticated, really basically a full-time housewife and mom, for example, while at the same time saying, sure, you can be independent. Well, what does that even look like for you? And so you do have to ask yourself those important questions, because these are the types of things that do cause conflict down the line and cause resentment in a relationship.
Bitterness.
Yeah, and you don't want that. You want to start this off on the right foot.
100%. I think that you are asking the right questions. And if you are having a constant head-butting conversation, I'm going to suggest looking up compassionate communication. It's used a lot in the workplace as a 4-step program, but it can be great for relationships. And it's a really easy tip is when you're talking to your partner and they're saying something, even if you don't quite agree with what they're going through, you're going to say yes, and instead of no, but. So yes, and like, yes, I affirm that, you know, it would be great to pick up some extra stuff around the house, and I would love to be more of a contributor. And in addition, I would love it if you did this for me. And in addition, I also need time for myself because I'm starting this great new venture, etc. So if you can just change the conversation less from a standoff and more into a partnership, I think you'll even have a better chance of seeing if this is an area that you can compromise in.